I refuse you to touch me or lay your fingers on me.
I don't care.
You don't care?
I don't care.
It's not very nice.
Just want to pay.
Filming banks and stuff, mate. Documentary.
What on?
Dodgy banks, mate, and
banks.
Fraud, money laundering and stuff like that. As you do.
Right, obviously, because it's we've had a call.
Have you?
You two chaps are filming banks.
Oh, right.
I got a bit worried in case you're doing something you shouldn't be doing.
What, like filming banks?
Filming banks, in case you're up for robberies, that sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Nah, mate, we're just filming, you know, because they're filming us.
Are they?
Yeah.
All right. Just down to data protection thing, yeah?
Well, that's it.
Yeah. Is that not an act?
Yeah.
Speaking of acts,
Spin the camera around.
you don't need no camera on me, mate.
Hey?
I'm alright, you don't need a camera on me.
You don't need a camera on me either, do you?
Yeah? What's happening?
Possible issues and the section on the face, I'm going to search you in case you're up to something no good.
I don't consent to searches, mate.
Unfortunately, you don't have a choice. On the section on the face, I have a power.
What's your reasonable suspicion?
Reasonable grounds. The fact you're actually suspicious by filming the banks.
Yeah, but as soon as you jumped out, I told you. Where's the suspicion there? I like your action, man. Where's your suspicion there? When as soon as you jumped out, I told you what I was doing.
Right, it's alright.
Are you honouring your oath today?
Am I what?
Honouring your oath. Are you a police constable?
Always honouring my oath.
Right, so you're standing under common law then. You're here to keep the peace, yeah? Brilliant.
Even after Auditor Chief calmly explains what he is doing, the officer does not pause or properly consider that explanation, and instead moves straight toward using terms like data protection and possible issues, which may sound official, but do not provide a valid reason to intervene. With someone filming from outside a building, the situation escalates further when the officer reaches for a Section 1 pace search, which is meant to rely on clear and specific suspicion that a person is carrying stolen or prohibited items, rather than being triggered by a complaint from staff who simply do not like being recorded. By immediately aligning with the concern raised inside the building and jumping straight to search powers, the officer applies enforcement without first establishing that any unlawful act has taken place, which highlights a disconnect between the authority being used and the legal threshold required to justify it.
I don't consent to searches, mate, and I will not be getting searched today.
Right, I can use reasonable force to do that in section on the face.
I'm a sovereign human being.
That's fine.
I refuse you to touch me or lay your fingers on me.
I don't care.
You don't care?
If you was to touch
Not
anyone,
very nice.
it would be classed as rape, which is common law.
Recording me.
Yeah?
I have a power.
What act is that?
The face.
Yeah?
What act?
It's not for money, Colin.
Do you not need consent to enforce an act? No. Do you know what an act is?
Do you know what an act is? It's police.
What's your name anyway? 231. What's your name, please? Excuse me?
Sorry, go
What's your name?
PC Kershaw.
PC Kershaw. Yeah. Don't consent to acts and statutes. They don't mean no to me. I'm a sovereign human being. I stand under common law only. You'll not be searching me today.
Reasonable force to search if necessary. Obviously, monitors on the camera still, please.
I'm not going to obstruct you in any way, but I'm not going to consent to anything.
That's fine, you don't have to consent. I've told you I've got power.
When Auditor Chief clearly states that he does not consent, the officer does not address the concern or explain the legal basis for continuing, and instead proceeds as if the objection carries no weight. Rather than outlining specific facts that would justify the search, he falls back on the claim that he has the power and can use force if necessary. And that shift reveals a lot, because a lawful search is not meant to rely on authority alone, but on clear, objective suspicion that can be explained and defended. Ignoring the objection and stating that he does not care about being told not to touch him only strengthens that concern, as it shows the focus has moved away from justifying the action and toward asserting control, without properly establishing why the search was necessary in the first place.
You haven't got the power.
I do.
Are you a Jedi, sir? What power have you got? Are we not all equal before the law? What crime are you investigating here? Under common law, what crime are you investigating?
Okay, we'll go for robbery, shall we?
You're giving, what? You're just making this up as you go along then, are you?
There's an issue at the bank.
We'll go for robbery. What?
Theft act.
What? Theft act?
Yeah.
Acts don't apply to me, sunshine.
Well, that's you, isn't it?
That is me. What are you going to do with that?
I'm trying to search form, Jamie. Fill this out.
Well, you're not searching me, mate.
I am.
You're not. Under what law?
Told you.
You're clearly not honouring your oath today, are you? You're policy enforcing today, aren't you?
Lawful and legal.
Yeah.
Do you know the difference between lawful and legal?
You're clearly
officer?
policy enforcing today, aren't you, officer? Not
Definitely.
standing under common law. You should be arrested.
What's your number, sorry, sir?
PC231, Dr. Montague, Grimsby Police Station.
If you do touch me, I will be reporting this as
assault.
Consent to any touch.
Yeah, you're not touching me, mate. It's assault. You will not be touching me, sir.
And So you can
powers.
see-
There is no powers here. We're all equal before the law, and I've committed no crime.
Once the officer begins referring to robbery and the theft act, the situation becomes even more difficult to follow because those are serious offenses and nothing in Auditor Chief's behavior points toward anything of that nature. The accusation seems to exist only to attach a legal label after the decision to search has already been made rather than being based on any real evidence. Instead of explaining what links him to those offenses, the officer continues to rely on the claim that he has the power to act regardless of objection, and that approach reverses the proper use of the law. Police powers are not meant to be used first with justification added afterward, and they are supposed to follow from clear and specific grounds that can be identified and explained, which in this case are never actually demonstrated.
Under investigation for filming in a public place, that's ridiculous, mate.
Because on the section 1 pace, your behaviour gives you a power to search.
My behaviour, I've been absolutely fine with you, mate. You come out, I've just told my friend how great you was. What do you mean, my behaviour? You're making stuff up as you go along in my behaviour. How is my behaviour concerning you? How is my behaviour concerning you, sir?
If you let me finish,
I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish.
Because there's a failure to be an offence committed at the bank by you two gentlemen.
An offence or a crime?
Either.
Get the words right, because...
Right. Offence, we'll stick with offence.
Offence, right, so you're not honouring your oath today
Stick with
then?
offence.
You're a policy enforcer, yeah? You're here to you're not honouring your oath, are you?
Am I not? Why is that? Go on, explain to me why.
I explain to you why. Well, you're policy
Your oath
enforcers.
is to uphold the
Common law of the land, not acts
keep
and
the
statutes.
peace.
They need consent, mate, of the governed, and I'm not governed by nobody.
The
I'm a
police
free man of the
state
land. I claim sovereign.
It's policed by consent by the governed.
Gentlemen, would you like to give us your names?
No,
No?
I'm not
Okay.
obliged to answer that question.
No?
Am
you
I?
are authorised.
Under what law?
No, I said, do you want to give me your
Am
names?
I obliged to answer that
Is
question?
that a request or
No,
an
it's
act?
just a request.
No.
That's all.
I refuse.
That's I only asked.
When the officer begins to claim that Auditor Chief's behavior is the reason for using Section 1 pace, the justification becomes even more fragile because that power is not meant to be triggered by someone calmly standing their ground or asking questions. Explaining yourself or refusing to be pressured does not meet the threshold required for a search and does not create suspicion on its own. What is actually happening is a pattern where the reasoning keeps shifting each time a previous explanation fails to hold up and a new one is introduced in its place. By the point where behavior is presented as the reason, it becomes clear that the search is not being driven by evidence, but by an attempt to build justification after the decision has already been made, which exposes a misuse of the process rather than a lawful application of it.
Peaceful people, mate.
I
We're
said
very
you are,
peaceful.
haven't I?
No, I'm just letting you know
I
that,
thought
you
were
know,
here to, you said about a behaviour.
or robbery or
It's a
something.
police
So
force,
active
so you're
furtively, that's
contradicting
like, people can do things, you know, that are criminally without being violent.
Is that right?
Aggressive.
Such as what? Give me an
Such as
example.
What do you mean?
Well, someone can break. You said someone can be a criminal without doing nothing.
Aggressive or violent?
Yeah.
Theft.
So are you here investigating theft, are you?
No, that's a possibility of somebody.
Sorry?
Under what evidence?
What?
Conspiracy
What
to
evidence?
commit. There you go. isn't it?
Commit what?
Conspiracy.
Theft.
You're just making this up as you go along, yeah? You're reading out your little book. That's in here.
There, is it?
No, I mean it's in here. You're
Like
just
that
trying to find something. Son, you're not.
Who gave you that?
You're not searching me. Nothing's happening today. I'm telling you. I'm a sovereign human being, mate, and I stand under common law, and so should you.
I sort of told you. who
You've
I
told
am,
me.
what police station I'm at.
Yeah.
And why
Can
I'm
you
searching.
state it
Yeah.
again for the camera, please?
Certainly,
sir?
PC 231, Dr. Monty of Grimsby Police Station. I'm
And what
searching
crime are
you
you
be-
investigating?
Stand by. I'm searching you because the two have been seen acting suspicious outside the banks, filming and
suspicious?
recording.
Is that not
So
a
as
public-
such,
Is it
I have
not
a
public-
power under Section 1 of PACE, because your behaviour, to search you for items going to quit for theft. Okay, are you happy with that?
When the officer shifts from talking about theft to suggesting that something might happen, the reasoning becomes far more speculative because it moves away from any actual offense and into the realm of possibility without pointing to a single concrete act. Bringing up conspiracy makes it even weaker, since that is a serious allegation that requires evidence of planning between individuals to commit a crime, not simply standing outside with a camera and observing. The way the explanation keeps expanding shows that no new grounds are being uncovered, and instead the language of the law is being stretched to keep the search going rather than to justify it properly. Without clear behavior that links directly to an offense, the interaction turns into a fishing exercise where the goal appears to be finding something after the fact rather than acting on established evidence. This connects directly to an important update worth sharing, as a new platform called Underwater is launching at a time when understanding the legal system in the UK is becoming increasingly important, with laws evolving, enforcement becoming more active, and powers continuing to expand. Many people only realize what they do not know once they are already in a difficult situation. This platform is designed to change that by keeping users informed, prepared, and aware at all times. It features over 100 fully interactive legal guides where users can actively make decisions, and see how those choices affect their legal safety, escalation risk, and evidence position rather than just reading information passively. An integrated tool known as StopBot is included, which is an AI focused on policing within UK law that clearly explains powers and thresholds, and in guide mode it acts like a teacher to strengthen understanding and remove uncertainty. There's also a daily news feed focused on UK policing covering real incidents, operational changes, and crime, along with in-depth breakdowns of misconduct cases, upcoming legislation, and what those developments mean in practice. The platform also includes practical tools such as a live drone safety map with awareness features, a civil claim checker to assess liability, a complaint generator, and a request builder with more features planned over time. This project is not driven by outrage but by the need for awareness, preparation, and protection as confidence continues to be challenged, and it is set to launch soon at an affordable monthly price with further details available through the Underwatch channel linked in the description. Before returning to the main video content.
No, I'm not happy with that.
Oh,
I do not
okay.
consent to searches.
That's
Whoa.
fine.
Don't put your hands on me, mate, 'cause
I'm
I'll
going
deem that
to.
as assault. That's assault.
Right.
That is assault. Here, film him. Film him.
You're recording me, and the camera up there's recording me.
Now you're assaulting me.
I've told you.
You're assaulting me, mate. I'm a peaceful person. No, you haven't. Under common law, mate, which you should be stood under.
Okay.
Under common law, which you should be stood under. Now you're dishonouring your oath.
Okay.
Yeah, you are. You're acting in dishonour today.
What you do, if you've got an issue with me,
I've got
then
a
I'll
big issue with
you,
it. Dude, you're
okay?
assaulting me, man. I'm a peaceful person and I come in
If you've got
peace.
issues,
Peaceful person, you bang out of order.
am I being unpeaceful with you?
Yeah,
All
you
right.
are. You're assaulting me, man. Why are you
Okay.
assaulting me?
That's how we
You're
use
out
it.
of order. Don't consent.
I
Don't
will
let it.
not resist, but you have not got consent, and as I can see, you are now touching me.
That's
I'm a
assault.
sovereign human
That's
being.
assault,
I'm
mate.
a sovereign human being.
You're assaulting this man.
Take his phone.
No, I don't want to take his
Film
phone.
him.
We're not- Identify yourself.
Is it?
I'm PC97 Grove, based at Grimsby Police Station. Who are you?
Never me mind who I am.
You come chat to
I
me
don't
again,
cover
all right?
under Act.
So you're not going to tell us your details?
Am I obliged to answer your questions?
Yes, you have to
Under
tell
what
me who you
law?
are.
Under what law?
Pace, mate.
Under
Common
pace, mate.
law. Yeah.
Nah.
At this stage, the interaction turns physical despite there being no sign of resistance, which raises further concern because instead of slowing the situation down or clearly explaining the legal grounds, the search begins while the justification remains unclear. When another officer arrives, the attention quickly shifts toward obtaining his identity, which makes it appear as though that has become the main objective rather than addressing any specific offense. Auditor Chief refuses to provide those details, and that response brings the focus back to what the law actually allows, because Section 1 of PACE gives officers the power to search for particular items based on reasonable suspicion, but it does not impose a general obligation on someone to provide personal details during that process. Treating the request as if it is mandatory only exposes the misunderstanding surrounding the power being used and reinforces the gap between what is being demanded and what is actually required under the law.
You're saying you don't have to tell me who you are?
No.
My belongings.
I've committed no crime.
You've been filming in the HSBC bank?
That's not illegal.
Yes, you've got them in your hand.
I think you'll find there's some law somewhere.
I think you'll find they're in. I'm in a public place, so I'm allowed to film whatever I want in a public place. Am I not? Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm
Have
wrong.
you got an identification?
Am I obliged to answer that question?
Have you got an identification?
Am I obliged to
on
answer your questions?
you? Why wouldn't you?
Why
You
would
haven't
I?
done anything
Why
wrong.
would I? Why do I need to speak to you?
You're acting very strangely.
No, I'm alright, thanks. I'm just not acting strange at all. I just don't like speaking to police.
Right.
It's under what law is that? What law are you quoting here? What
Are you with
act?
this chap?
No, he isn't. What act are you quoting? Do you think this is funny, dear? Is this a joke to you?
I don't
What are you laughing
I
for?
don't understand your behaviour.
You don't understand my behaviour?
No, not at all.
Right. Don't understand yours either. Filming in a public place is illegal now,
Can
isn't
I
it?
have your
Yeah, just
name and
please.
number, please?
Yeah, I've already given it to this gentleman.
Can I have it, please, for my
No, I've given it to
records?
this
You have to
gentleman.
identify
I've
yourself.
provided
Can
You have to identify yourself.
to me, please?
What are you doing then today? You mooching on?
Can you identify yourself to me, please?
What are you doing today?
Public place, guys. You've been filming in the HSBC bank.
Yeah?
And that's why we're going to ask you to provide your details.
Oh no, I don't think so. I'm not providing any details. I've committed no
This
crime.
gentleman has just
It's not illegal to film.
Establishment.
And he's just said we're free to
We're
leave.
free to leave, so we can leave whenever. But can you identify yourself to me, please?
We're just doing some inquiries at the bank to see
Come on,
exactly
let's
what
go.
you've been filming.
Are we being
So
today?
you-
Are
you
we
stay
being?
here, guys,
So I'm
until
not.
we find out. We'll make
Am we
our
free to go?
inquiries.
I've been
We're going to
detained.
stop
Are we
you
being
when you
detained?
You've now been
From the
detained.
Am I being
until
detained?
establishing any offences occurred
Under
at
what
the
law
bank.
we're being
You said I was
detained?
free.
Oh, I've changed my mind now.
Under what law we're being detained?
Under what law?
Yeah, under what law are you
Under common
detaining
law.
me? Under common law?
There you
No,
go.
under what law are we being detained?
Well,
You've got to have a reason to detain me.
Common law is the only law that
He
you're
said we can go.
standing
Come on, we can walk away. We don't have to be here. Come on, Richard, let's walk. You can't do it, mate. See ya. And you. Thanks for assaulting me. Clowns.
After the encounter, Auditor Chief went on to file a formal complaint with the police station regarding how the situation was handled, and while there has been no clear public update on the outcome, that step still carries importance because it creates an official record and requires the force to review the actions of the officers involved. Looking back at the incident, what stands out most is how little of it was grounded in clear legal reasoning, as the conversation shifted repeatedly from concerns about filming to suggestions of theft to speculation about what might happen and even to comments about behavior appearing unusual. Yet none of these points were tied to a clearly defined defense that matched what was actually taking place. By the time it concludes, the overall picture is not one of measured and careful policing, but of officers reacting to something they did not like and attempting to assert authority over it without a solid foundation. It shows how easily a simple act like filming a building can escalate into accusations, searches, and demands for identification without any clear offense ever being established, and that raises serious concerns about how such powers are applied in practice. Situations like this extend beyond one individual because they demonstrate how ordinary lawful activity can quickly be treated as suspicious without proper justification. If you found value in this breakdown, make sure you like the video, share it, and subscribe to support the channel and help keep this kind of accountability in the spotlight.